Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way. Whilst there's been a lot of negative news to cover around the club over the past few weeks, this is certainly a very positive way to start our summer transfer window. Welcome to Watford, Hector Kyprianou. I can't quite believe I'm saying them words actually. This is a player Watford have made no secret about chasing for a couple of years now. And finally, this summer, the deal has been done. Hector Kyprianou is joining the Hornets on a long-term contract. And I, for one, can't be any more excited. Before we dive into my thoughts on the deal, we're going to hear from Harry from the Poshcast to get the thoughts of an opposition fan into what Hector Kyprianou is like as a player.
Hi guys, Harry from Up the Poshcast here. Yeah, sounds like Watford are signing Hector Kyprianou, and to be honest, it's one that's been on the cards since last summer. You're getting a ready-made championship quality player, in my opinion, a box-to-box midfielder who is pretty good defensively, but really good going forward, can link play, can disrupt other teams' play, great positional sense, and has a goal in him as well, as I'm sure you've seen from any highlight reels that are out there. He's got one on his own Instagram, you can see. He was captain here. I don't think, to be honest, he's going to be captain at Watford at any point. That wasn't where his game excelled. He's much better with just letting his football do the talking, because he's not the guy who is necessarily going to rouse a team up when they're 1 or 2-0 down. He's not. He is vocal to an extent, but that's not where he excels. He hasn't necessarily got that aura about him, I wouldn't say. In terms of weaknesses of his game, he's not the best passer Peterborough United has, and while he is still a pretty good passer, I think at a championship level he may find himself needing to sharpen up in that area. And he's relatively slow, so teams that break at a very fast pace, he may struggle against in terms of the defensive work there. Although, as I say, teams that do passing build-up, his positional sense is so good, he'll usually do a very good job of breaking up plays that involve slower patterns. As I say, this is a good signing for Watford. Could he play Premier League one day? I think he could if he continues to grow at the rate that he did, maybe not this season, but the season before at Peterborough. And Championship is absolutely the right move for him at this stage. Also, it sounds like he might actually be a Watford fan, so it could be a match made in heaven.
Once again, a massive thank you to Harry from the Poshcast for his contribution to the video. And it was great to get an insight actually into Hector, both as a person, his personality, and what he's like as a player as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Watford and Peterborough actually have really made no secret around the fact that we've been chasing him for quite a substantial period of time, between kind of 12, 18 months, maybe even pushing 2 years really. Hector is a player that a lot of clubs wanted, and thankfully for us, we've secured his signature. Darren McAntony, the Peterborough owner, if you remember, he actually confirmed back in the January transfer window this year that we did make a last-ditch approach to sign Hector, but Watford's offer was so derisory and so low that they basically said, you know what, let's just keep him until the end of the season. And actually for them, I think that paid dividends. Of course, they won the trophy at Wembley. Hector scored the second goal in that game as well. A very good goal, I must add as well. Do go and check that out on social media. So all in all, I'm very, very happy. Harry there described him as really a classic box-to-box midfielder. He said whilst his defensive qualities are good, he believes that his best attributes are going forward. So it's interesting to hear that side of things as well. And I know he was the Peterborough captain, and whilst that's a good quality to have, Harry said he wasn't really a vocal leader in that sense. Of course, Watford have had vocal leaders at the club before. Troy Deeney, of course, is the most recent example of a real powerhouse of a captain, a real vocal voice in that team. And he said whilst Hector isn't that type of person, he kind of leads by example by his performances on the pitch. So again, good to get that insight into what Kyprianou is like as a person. He knows the area. He was born relatively locally to Watford as well. And from speaking to a couple of people who know Hector relatively well, it's a move that he's wanted for quite a substantial period of time. And when he knew of Watford's interest, it looked like his head got turned relatively quickly. So for me, it's a deal I'm delighted to get done. I want Watford to now continue in the same vein because there's a lot of talent in the lower leagues. And whilst it's exciting sometimes to go to foreign leagues, La Liga, the Belgian leagues, France, etc., whilst it's exciting to go and pick up, these flary, exciting talents from relatively unknown quantities, there's also a lot of potential and talent in League One, League Two, and other championship clubs as well. So yeah, very, very excited about this one. Let me know your thoughts on the deal in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon to report on Watford's next signing. Bye bye.